Every photographer starts out with candid photography, and in my opinion, it is the best experience that we have. The passion is very, very high at the start, and it's what best us into the kind of photography that we want to practice. It doesn't matter if it is portraiture, lifestyle, fashion, or even landscape. There's always an element of candid in it. My name is Beniwara, and in this video, I'll be talking about candid photography, the traits of a candid photographer, and tips and techniques that can help you get better in it. Stay tuned. I'm sure you remember when you got your first camera and how it felt going out to take photos. You didn't require any planning, just straight vibes. You also know that as you got better, you were very, very intentional about the kind of photos you were taking. And you did this in little or no time. So what then is candid photography? In my definition, I'll say candid photography is taking unintentional photos intentionally. Don't worry, chill, 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 I'll break it down. Unintentionally meaning it's taken in the spur of the moment, while intentionally meaning you were ready for it. Yes, you were ready for it. Don't worry, I'll break it down further. By the way, in this video, I'll be talking mostly about event photography. These tips will help generally in that line, but these are techniques that every photographer should have at the back of his palm. So what are the traits of a candid photographer? A candid photographer is observant, is fast, is confident, and also a storyteller. I'll be talking about the tips shortly, but these traits will help you in achieving great results. So for the very first tip, always be prepared. You know that saying now, luck is when preparation meets opportunity, or is even opportunity meets preparation. You get the check. But the thing is, you always have to be ready for that photo. You don't know that you're gonna take that photo, but you always have to be ready for it. You feel me? So I'm talking getting ready with your ISO, your f-stop, your white balance. First thing you should be doing when you step into the room, when you get to the location of the event you're gonna be covering, make sure you get your settings right and be ready to capture. Also, I recommend for event photography, you should always have like a higher shutter speed, because you're always capturing movements, you're capturing people in the spur of time, they're always quick and stuff, so you need a higher shutter speed to be able to capture crisp image for this kind of setting. Great. So like I said, your ISO, white balance, f-stop, everything should be ready in shooting mode. But let's say you're not ready for this, right? There's nothing bad in shooting in auto. I'll tell you, I've done it so many times. Yes, there's nothing bad in shooting in auto. I'll repeat it again. You can shoot in auto, but just make sure you capture that moment, right? That moment is always natural when you capture it the very first time. You can always tell the person to repeat their action, but trust me, it's not gonna be the same as the very first time. Remember, you can always edit a file to perfection, but you can't recreate a moment. So always make sure that you capture the moment as it happens. Second tip, read the room. Be well positioned. You're going to an event, right? You need to know your vantage points, areas where you'll be able to see everybody well. You feel me? You guys observe. You have to be very, very observant, read the room, know what's up, know what's happening, know who is who, know what is what. You get, you have to be able to anticipate events. That's one of the traits of a photographer, by the way. You have to be able to anticipate events. You have to know what is about to happen so that you capture it as it's about happening. You're just like light, you feel me? Speed of light, that kind of vibe. You don't want to be that photographer that is being told to do things. You always have to take the initiative, always take the extra step, go an extra mile to make sure you get that photo or get those set of photos that will stand out for you and you know that you've done a very, very great job. So my brother, my sister, read the room. Take initiative, right? But make sure that you do what you're paid for. Nice, man. Yeah. So third tip, go for emotion. You know, like I said, you are a storyteller. A candid photographer is a storyteller. You're always telling stories with your photos. And one thing that makes a great candid photo is emotion. People smiling, people laughing, people frowning. You see people with nice facial structure, they are positioned well. Come on, that is your person. You know, people doing action not every other person is doing, and they're in a nice position. There is great lighting in that area. That is your person. You feel me? So always go for those kind of people. Always pass emotion that way. Tell a story that way. You can also include elements and all that, but I'll talk more about that. But yeah, pass emotion, express that emotion in your photographs. That will tell a better story. So for the fourth tip, find unique characters. There's always that one person that is doing too much. Not doing too much in a bad way, but I don't know, when you're always in a gathering, there's always that one person that is more expressive than others, always in the front line, always very expressive in the way they talk. Sometimes they are always reserved, but that person is always unique. That person could be unique in a weird way, or could be unique in a very positive and outrightly bold way. But those unique characters, like I said, they tell a better story. You know, when you're taking photos, it could be the way they are positioned in the setting, or it could be the outfits they wore, or probably the way they walk, or maybe the vibe or the energy they brought into the setting. Those are your characters. Those are the kind of people that will help you in taking great photos at an event or tell a better story. Remember, you're a storyteller. Don't let go of that part. Great characters make great stories. So another tip I'm going to say is be stealth. You're a ninja. You're a photographer, but you're a ninja. If you're one particular thing that you must always have as a candid photographer is a zoom lens, because you have to be stealth. There's a thing about people, when they notice a camera on them, they start acting. You don't want acting. You want pure emotions in your photos. So you should always go for zoom lenses, so that way you can always shoot at a distance without having to inconvenience people or make people feel shy. You know, a lot of people are socially anxious, and when they notice that there's a camera on them, their whole attitude changes and stuff. So you always have to be shooting from a distance. You make people more comfortable, more relaxed. They are more expressive of themselves, and they don't need to pretend. So try and get a zoom lens if you don't have any. Another tip I would say is don't lose composition. You are a storyteller, and with storytelling, all elements of photography is involved. When I say all elements, the most important one, composition. You must be able to tell a complete story. Yes, you've captured emotion, you've seen a unique character, you've done all the acrobatics, you've positioned yourself well. But now, how do you tell this story in the exact way you should tell it? You should always include elements. I mean, if you're in a marketplace and you're taking a photo of a lady who is selling pepper, you're not just going to go for her face, right? You're not just going to fill up her face. Probably you would take like one with elements of pepper in the background. I mean, it all depends really on what you want to take, but I hope you get what I'm saying, Sha. You need those elements in your photo to tell a better story. A footballer on a football pitch, you're not just going to go ahead and take like a headshot of that person. You have to include a soccer ball if the soccer ball is available. You have to include his outfit as a footballer. Just putting all these little elements tell your story better. Like I said, always go for emotion. Try to get the person at times when they don't expect. Those kind of photos make the best candid photographs. So I'll give you this last tip for free. Other ones are for free, by the way, but this one is freer than the other ones. Take more photos. All right, that's the only way you can truly learn. You need to practice every step of the way. That's the only way you're going to get better. And when I'm talking about candid photography, take photos every time. You have an iPhone with you, you have a smartphone with you rather, and that smartphone is probably more powerful than you think it is. Doesn't matter if you have your camera down, if your phone is what's nearer to you, go ahead, take the photo with your phone. Get better with editing. That'll solve a whole lot of issues. You feel me? So always try to take photos every now and then. It's gonna help you get better. Try to capture more candid photographs because there's a whole lot of beautiful things around. There's a whole lot of beautiful people, a whole lot of beautiful sights that you need to keep for memory's sake. That's it for me for this video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, like, drop a comment, just say your mind. If this has been helpful to you, it will be my pleasure. Also follow me on Instagram. I post a whole lot of stuff. Follow my other platforms. I have my Unsplash, I have my Instagram, and I post a whole lot of different stuff everywhere. But yeah, please do follow, like, it encourages me to do better. Until my next video, see you. Bye bye. Keep it 100.